Chapter 7: Galileo and Modern Parallels. Suppression of Truth. The story of Galileo Galilei's trial and house arrest is not merely an isolated incident in the annals of history. It serves as a profound example of the enduring conflict between established authority and the pursuit of truth. This chapter explores some of these historical and modern parallels, examining how the suppression of truth has manifested in different eras and regimes, and drawing connections to Galileo's experience. Galileo's confrontation with the Catholic Church set a precedent for the ongoing struggle between new ideas and established authorities. His methods and the consequences he faced have inspired countless others to pursue truth despite formidable opposition. Galileo's story echoes through time, resonating with later scientific figures who also faced persecution for their groundbreaking ideas. Before Galileo, Giordano Bruno faced execution for his cosmological theories, underscoring the dangers faced by those challenging church doctrine. After Galileo, the church continued to confront scientific ideas that threatened its teachings. The resistance faced by scientists like René Descartes shows the lingering tension between science and religious authority. In Nazi Germany, dissent was ruthlessly suppressed under Adolf Hitler's regime. Scientists, intellectuals, and artists who opposed or failed to conform to Nazi doctrines were persecuted, imprisoned, or executed. Albert Einstein, whose theories of relativity were denounced as Jewish science, fled to the United States, continuing his groundbreaking work there. His departure was a significant loss for Germany, depriving it of one of the greatest scientific minds of the era. Werner Heisenberg, the father of quantum mechanics, chose to stay in Germany due to family obligations. He faced intense scrutiny and was closely monitored by the Nazi regime, hindering his work and forcing him to navigate a dangerous political landscape to avoid persecution while trying to maintain his scientific integrity. In the Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin, the pseudo-scientific ideas of Trofim Lysenko were adopted as state doctrine, rejecting Mendelian genetics in favor of theories claiming that acquired characteristics could be inherited. Prominent geneticist Nikolai Vavilov opposed Lysenko's theories and was arrested, ultimately dying in a Soviet gulag. The enforcement of Lysenkoism led to widespread famine and agricultural failure, as well as the persecution of countless scientists who dared to speak the truth. The suppression of genuine scientific inquiry under Stalin exemplifies the disastrous consequences of prioritizing ideology over evidence. In contemporary Russia, under Vladimir Putin, dissent has been heavily suppressed. The crackdown on journalists, scientists, and political opponents who challenge the government's narrative stifles scientific discourse and public truth, creating an environment where fear and censorship hinder intellectual progress. High-profile cases such as the imprisonment and murder of political activist Alexei Navalny highlight the risks faced by those who oppose the regime. During China's Cultural Revolution, 1966-1976, Mao Zedong's regime targeted intellectuals, artists, and academics, accusing them of harboring bourgeois ideas. Scientists and educators were forced to abandon their research and endure public humiliation and re-education. This period of intense ideological conformity and suppression of dissent severely disrupted China's educational and scientific institutions, causing long-lasting damage to the country's intellectual landscape. In Iran, The Ayatollah regime has imposed strict restrictions on scientific research in fields like genetics and evolutionary biology, viewing them as contrary to Islamic teachings. Scientists in Iran face significant barriers to their work, including censorship, imprisonment, and threats to their safety, stifling scientific progress and innovation in the country. In North Korea, the regime maintains an iron grip on information and enforces strict ideological conformity. The regime's control extends to all aspects of life, including scientific research, which must align with state doctrine. Any deviation is met with severe punishment, ensuring that the truth remains subservient to the regime's propaganda, significantly hindering scientific and intellectual development. Throughout history, individuals and institutions have demonstrated a persistent tendency to deny or hinder the truth. This denial is often driven by fear of the consequences of admitting error, both on a personal and institutional level. Psychological factors such as cognitive dissonance play a crucial role. The discomfort experienced when confronted with information that contradicts existing beliefs can lead individuals to reject new evidence. This psychological resistance is often stronger when the new information challenges deeply held values or threatens one's identity. Socio-political factors are also significant. Power dynamics play a crucial role in truth suppression. Institutions and individuals in positions of authority may deny inconvenient truths to maintain their status and control. Admitting error can undermine their legitimacy and weaken their grip on power. Additionally, financial and economic interests can drive truth denial. Industries that stand to lose profits from scientific findings, such as those related to climate change, may invest in disinformation campaigns to protect their interests. The suppression of truth has dire consequences for society. Intellectual freedom is essential for scientific and societal progress. Historical examples demonstrate that when intellectual freedom is stifled, progress is delayed and human rights are often violated. Protecting intellectual freedom is vital for several reasons: advancement of knowledge, social and political stability, and human rights and dignity. Intellectual freedom allows scientists and thinkers to explore new ideas and challenge existing paradigms. This leads to advancements in knowledge and technology that benefit society as a whole. Societies that value intellectual freedom are better equipped to address complex social and political issues. Open discourse allows for diverse perspectives and solutions, leading to more robust and equitable policies. Moreover, suppression of truth often goes hand in hand with violations of human rights. Protecting intellectual freedom ensures that individuals can speak out against injustices and advocate for their rights without fear of retribution. Even in the so-called free world, the struggle for truth and equality persists. Despite advancements, systemic racism and gender inequality remain significant barriers to social, cultural, and scientific progress. These issues reveal that the battle against institutional oppression is not limited to autocratic states. The Western world, too, grapples with its own forms of truth suppression, whether through systemic discrimination or the underrepresentation of minorities in various fields. Galileo's personal story offers a poignant reflection on these contemporary struggles. His eldest daughter, Virginia, played a crucial role in his work during his house arrest. She not only supported him emotionally and physically, but also helped transcribe his scientific work. This partnership highlights the often overlooked contributions of women in science, a legacy carried forward by figures like Marie Curie. Women throughout history have faced significant barriers in the scientific community, often being denied opportunities to contribute fully despite their capabilities. The suppression of truth, whether in the name of religion, politics, or social norms, continues to be a pervasive issue. The struggle for intellectual freedom and equality is ongoing, and recognizing the contributions of marginalized groups is essential to fostering a more inclusive and progressive society. Galileo's conflict with the Catholic Church is a powerful illustration of the struggle between truth and institutional authority. The Church's response was driven by a complex interplay of intellectual, social, and personal factors, all aimed at preserving its power. This historical moment resonates with similar conflicts throughout history, where individuals challenging the status quo have faced significant resistance from powerful institutions. The lessons from these episodes underscore the importance of intellectual freedom and the courage to pursue truth, even in the face of formidable opposition. The fight for truth and equality is not confined to the past. It's an ongoing journey that requires continual vigilance and effort.